Hey Ellen Wildcats, it's Mrs. Anderson, the College and Career Coordinator. Today we're going into Naviance. We're going to be looking at how to search for colleges as well as how to complete a career interest profiler. Okay, first things first, we need to log into Naviance. As you can see on this screen, these are the instructions that you need to follow to actually access Naviance. You need to go to the Lawrence North School website. On the bottom right-hand corner, you will find quick links. From there, you will see a Naviance tab. Clicking on that tab, you will use your username and password to access the system. Okay, so here's a copy of the Lawrence North webpage. As you can see where the red arrow is, that is the Naviance tab under quick links. Click there. Once you have logged into Naviance, you will see this welcome page from Family Connection. This is where you actually need to put in your username and password. Your username should be your 7-digit student ID. Your password is a combination of your name and your birth date. The first letter of your name should be capitalized. Your last name first letter should be lowercase, and then your birthday should be a 6-digit number. So your month, your day, as well as the year. For example, my password might be capital T, lowercase a, 030485. So now you're in. This is Family Connection. As you can see from this page, there's a lot going on. What I want you to focus in on right now is the top row of tabs by the Home button. You'll see the word colleges, careers, about me, and my planner. We're going to spend a little time looking at the colleges tab. So if you click on that tab, you will see that it opens up into a folder. This folder has a lot of different tasks that you can use to help in the college going search. We're going to take a look at a few of them. The first activity we're going to look at in the colleges folder is College Search. This is a program that helps you use a filter to find colleges that meet certain criteria that you're looking for in a college or university. If you notice on the left side, it will say find your best fit. You'll see things like location, majors, ethnicity, school size, etc. Those are different criteria that you can select to refine your search in regards to colleges that you want to start looking at. As you can see at the top of the page, there are over 4,000 schools in the nation that you could apply to. But obviously, we need to narrow that number down to something a little bit more reasonable. Okay, well, as you can see, I have picked a few filters or criteria to use to narrow down my search. The location that I put in was Midwest. I wanted to look at schools that had a business major. The school size was medium, and I wanted a school that was in the suburbs, but also near a urban city. As you can see from just those 4 criteria, I found a list of schools that met the 4 criteria that I indicated. My choices, as you can see in the blue box near the top of the page, are listed under very and must have, meaning those are criteria that I'm looking for in the school. Once your criteria is set, a list of schools will come up in the middle of your screen. So as you can see, University of Notre Dame is listed, as well as Concordia University, Wisconsin, and then Purdue University Northwest. There are several more schools listed on this page. However, the screenshot is just showing 3 of them. Another feature of the Colleges folder is the College Compare task. With this, you will list up to 10 schools that you want to compare. If you notice on the right-hand side, there's a tab or a link that says College Picker. When you click on that, a list of schools that are a part of Naviance will come up. You'd select the school and place it on the line that you would want to compare. You can compare up to 10 schools at a time. Once you've listed all the schools that you want to look at the bottom of the screen, you would click Compare Schools, and then however many schools that you want to compare, they will then be listed in order, and you can compare compare the various characteristics for each school on one page. Another way that you can research colleges and universities is by using College Lookup. With this tool, you can look up a school by its name. You can look up schools by grouping, by the country itself, or by individual states. This slide shows a group of schools that I just researched under College Lookup. The group of schools that I was wanting to learn more about were Ivy League schools. So under College Lookup, it has now listed the 8 Ivy League schools in the United States. A really cool feature of the Colleges tab is the scattergram. What I like about this is you can put the name of a school in and then hit View Scattergram. What it will then do is it will show you what happened with the applications of students that actually tried to apply to that particular school. So as you see, I put in Ball State University. Let's see what happens with the scattergram for this school. Okay, here's the scattergram for Ball State University. What this scattergram is looking at is the applications from students enrolled at Lawrence North High School and what their applications indicate regarding their unweighted GPA with their SAT scores on a 1600 scale. If you notice, there is a dotted line, a black dotted line that's going to intersect between the GPA and the test scores. With that configuration, you will see some check marks and some X's and some circles. Let's talk a little bit about what that means. The green check marks indicate that that applicant was admitted or accepted into Ball State. The red X indicates that their application was denied, and the blue circle indicates that that student is somehow waitlisted in regarding their admission to Ball State University. Scattergrams are really useful because what you can then notice is what's the history of Lawrence North at that particular school and where your GPA and your test scores might factor into the admission of your application based on past history for that particular college or university. I have shown you a variety of ways of searching for colleges and universities in which you might want to apply. We're going to go back to one of the screens that I showed you before for college search, because there is a function on this screen that I think is very important to you organizing your search and narrowing down your choices. Once you've found some colleges that you're interested in, there is a function of where you can save or organize these colleges so that you can come back and look at them again. That feature is called Add to Colleges I'm Thinking About. You'll see it on your screen by the red arrow. Okay, this is a screenshot of a Colleges I'm Thinking About page. There are 3 schools that have been added. One thing I want to draw your attention to is if you look on the very far right corner where it says www, if you click on one of those icons, it will take you immediately to the web page for the school of which you added to Colleges I'm Thinking About. That's a really cool feature in relationship to doing more research for the college that you might be wanting to apply to your senior year. Another feature under the Colleges tab is Colleges I'm Applying to. Now, if you notice by that little sentence in green, this link is only accessible to seniors. However, as a freshman, sophomore, or junior, anything that you put into the Colleges I'm Thinking About folder can be transferred over to Colleges I'm Applying to once you become a senior. So a lot of the work that you're doing before your senior year will be saved in Naviance so that when you do become a senior, all you need to do is clean it up a little bit. Take some schools out, add some newer schools in, and then you can keep yourself organized as you start the application process. Okay, we're going to switch gears now. The first couple of slides dealt with how to research and search for colleges or universities. We're now going to talk a little bit about scholarships. Under the same tab of colleges, you will find the Scholarships and Money folder. As you see by the 2 arrows, if you look at the bottom of the page, you will find the scholarship folder in relationship to the Colleges tab. In the scholarships tab, we are now looking at the scholarship list. These scholarships have been added to Naviance. Now, if you notice, there are a couple of columns that give you some information about each scholarship. First of all, the scholarships are listed alphabetically. You will notice that we have given you the deadline, the maximum amount of money that can be awarded for the scholarship, and then whatever information we know about the scholarship that we could tell you. An example given, if it is a merit-based scholarship or if there is an essay that is required to complete the application. All of this information is pertinent to you figuring out what scholarships you might want to apply for and the time frame that you have in which to apply for a particular scholarship. My advice to students is to check this website, to check Naviance on a weekly basis. These scholarships can change. A lot can be added at one time, and some can be taken off depending on if the deadline comes and goes. There is a small box near the top of the page next to Browse by Category. If you check that box, you can actually just see scholarships that are added since the last time that you visited this page. That helps you not have to read through every scholarship every time that you log in. Pretty much from this point, if you find a scholarship that you're interested in more information on, you would just click the link. When you click the link to the scholarship, it will give you a description of the scholarship, and usually we will include a website or a copy of the application which can be accessed so that you can actually complete or fulfill the requirements of the scholarship. If it is a website, you would then just upload the information that's needed from the sponsor of the scholarship and then submit it online. If it is an application that needs to be turned in, meaning a paper application that we have scanned into Naviance, those applications can either be mailed, or if it indicates giving it to myself, Mrs. Anderson, or another person in the building, then we would give you those instructions on the link in connection to each of the individual scholarships. Okay, we've talked about searching for colleges. We've talked briefly about how to find scholarships in the Family Connection webpage. Now we're going to spend a few minutes talking about careers and how to search for jobs or careers that you might want to pursue once you graduate from high school. If you notice on this screen, I have circled the second tab. That is the Careers tab right next to colleges. If you click on this, you will notice that there are a couple of folders here that have some interesting activities that you can partake in. The two that we're going to talk briefly about are Do What You Are and the Career Interest Profiler. Do What You Are. This is a personality assessment. This assessment is going to look at your strengths, and it's going to see how your strengths might be suitable with different majors that you might want to study in college, and therefore different careers that you might want to pursue in adulthood. There are no right or wrong answers to this assessment. It's just going to give you descriptions, and it's going to see how you are most like one description or another. The results can give you some really interesting information about yourself. It might even tell you something that you really didn't even know. The other feature in the Careers tab is the Career Interest Profiler. Now, this is another type of assessment, but these are going to be questions that are asked of you to see what you like, what you don't like, and what you really don't know. There are about 180 questions. Don't worry, it takes only about 20 minutes. And it just describes work activities that people might perform on their job. It's not a test, there are no right or wrong answers, but these are questions that are relating to your personal choices. Once you complete the assessment, you would then click a button to finish it out, and it would then show you careers and possible majors that you might want to look into in relationship to the results that you put in based on the questions that you answered. Okay, I've shared a lot of information with you regarding Naviance and the resources that you can find here. Let's do some reviewing. We have looked at how to research colleges. We've also looked at how to look at the scholarships that have been added to Naviance, and we also spent a little time looking at 2 assessments to help you with your career search. We've still got a lot of work to do together, but I think we're on a good start. This is Tuesday Anderson, your college and career coordinator, and I will be with you again soon.